Bien.
Do 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 do.
Bien.
Do 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 do.
Bien.
Do 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 do. Hello and welcome to Big Nostalgia, the Abridged Big Knickers podcast pilot episode. I am haddowinc.
And I'm VicStar.
So basically, we thought it'd be a good idea, we thought it'd be a fun idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously you've not heard from us for a while, since I think February, when we did the last episode of Banjo-Kazooie Abridged. We're still getting over that over here. I'm not sure how you guys are doing. But we thought it'd be fun, because as you recall, we did like an ABK podcast on the series, where we talked about our favourite moments, the development and things like that.
We really enjoyed doing it, so...
We're here to podcast again, but we're not restricting it to stuff that we've made, because there's not a big pool of that. We're going to talk about games and stuff we love and things like that. And for the first episode, considering it was all the rage at E3, not sure if you saw it, but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Woo!
But more particularly, this kind of the scope of this podcast, you can tell us what you think afterwards and how we can develop it going forward. But it is talking about games from our childhood and games we grew up on. So to be more specific, this video is about the Smash Bros. Series as a whole, from the 64 right up until the Wii U, 3DS, and now Ultimate.
Ultimate!
So one of the things that we thought we would do as a part of this podcast, so it's not just us sat around talking about, you know, how much we love games.
Because we do. We really do.
Is to talk about their development and kind of the work that's gone into them through the years. So in this section, which we're calling Setting the Scene, we're going to talk about obviously our first encounters of the game and also the game's development. I'll talk about a bit about the development first. So this was a game that was in development by HAL Laboratories, I'm pretty sure, back in the 90s. I say pretty sure. Future episodes will be better research than this, I'm sure. I'm certain. And they were making just like a fighter game for the N64, 2D fighter with, you know, like...
Known characters.
Well, the thing is, the known characters thing came after they'd been developing it for a while, because they're like, what is going to be like the USP of this series? And they kind of pitched the idea of it. Let's just get a bunch of Nintendo characters and have them in there.
And that was such a cool idea because, of course, the already known Nintendo characters had a good fan base. And, of course, at the premise of them fighting each other. I mean, who doesn't want to see Mario fight Zelda or Jigglypuff? Well, not many people want to see Jigglypuff, but he made his way in there as well.
And Jigglypuff, unlike Zelda, was in there from day one, from the first game.
That is very true.
So the original dozen. Vicky, can you name them offhand?
Mario, Link, Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Samus. That's 5. Captain Falcon.
Yep, so you're halfway.
Donkey Kong.
Yep.
No, not Luigi. Luigi?
Yep.
Oh, I don't like Luigi, which is why he's always forgotten.
I mean, he's still 8th in your list, so
yeah.
You've forgotten about 4 other people more.
Bollocks. Do you want to fill out in the rest?
Fox McCloud.
Of course.
Kirby. Ness.
Was he from the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He was one of the unlockables in the first game. And Yoshi.
Oh, Yoshi.
So that's Vicky showing that she knows about 75%. At most.
The original characters.
But anyway,
I didn't know there'd be a test, man.
Interestingly, they had other characters kind of in like the project documents for the first game. I think one of them was like Bowser, and I think another one might have even been Marth. And I think King Dedede was planned from early, but he didn't actually make it until Brawl.
Well, he was kind of... You needed to go for like known characters, and Kirby was a lot more known than his arch rival, whereas Bowser... I personally would think he would have made more sense in the beginning.
Well, it's interesting because obviously as the series has gone on, some franchises have had a lot more representation than others.
And some
like Mario,
franchises
Zelda.
Being a bit random.
And some franchises have had a bit more unjustified higher coverage than others, which I guess isn't... I was going to say Fire Emblem, but that might just be a, you know, Western player talking, because obviously in Japan, the Fire Emblem games are a lot bigger, and they're actually in the last few years become a lot bigger over here. But at the time, having Marth and Roy in Melee,
yeah,
and then Marth
Well, Nez is an original character, like an original unlockable character. I mean, his game wasn't actually...
released in the West.
Yeah, so...
It still hasn't been officially... Oh, no. Sorry, Earthbound has. Earthbound was. It was the only Mother game released in the West.
But
Lucas's
that
game
wasn't recent.
That was the SNES.
Oh.
So at the time it was recent. But at the same time, it probably wasn't one of the most prominent characters.
And Lucas's game still hasn't been...
So because in Japan they were called the Mother series. Mother 2 is what we call Earthbound. That was Nez's game. Lucas was the main character of Mother 3, which has never seen a Western release. Although a few years ago they did release Mother 1 for the Wii U Virtual Console under the name, I think, Earthbound Beginnings or something like that. And that character has never appeared in Smash. I don't even know what the name... I think his name was Nin.
You're having a test too.
Yeah, so...
We'll find that out later.
We'll find out when people in the comments correct everything we've got wrong in this episode.
That's why it's called a pilot, people.
So, now to do the flip side, I think the first time we would have played this game is with our cousins who had it on their N64 and we didn't.
Back in the days when we were a lot shorter and a lot younger.
Yeah, and I think we would have only played it when we went to go visit them, and I think they eventually gave us their copy, and that's the copy we still have for the Smash 64. And yeah, it's just, I think there's about 7 stages in the first game.
7 platforms that
Yeah,
you could
and
fight
like
on.
12 characters. It
was a simple fighting game. You basically watched your characters, Link and Mario, Samus and Nez, just pummel each other. And it was fun. And then there'd be congratulations for the winner and boo for the loser.
So, yeah, and then as the series went on, Melee was kind of put into development as soon as Smash 64 wrapped up, I believe. And that was a launch title for the GameCube. So that took a lot of work because there's only something like 2 or 3 years between Smash 64 and Melee, really. I think Smash was about 97, Melee was like 2001 when the GameCube came out. So that doubled the number of characters. That was up to 24. I'm not going to ask you to try and recount them all.
I didn't know there'd be tests.
But then that was in the first appearances of like Bowser, Zelda, Sheik, Marth,
What do you
Roy.
think about the concept of Zelda and Sheik having 2 characters, being 2 separate characters?
Well, I think that kind of was introduced as a concept for when the 3DS version was in development. I think purely because the 3DS couldn't handle multiple characters.
That's fair enough.
The only one obviously was like, as we'll get to later, is Duck Hunt Duo.
Yeah.
Or Duck Hunt, as I think it's just referred to in America.
But they're a bit like ice climbers. But we do digress because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll just get off topic. And Ice Climbers was an entry into Melee. We didn't play as much Melee because we didn't have a GameCube. But I've played it in the years since, and you can see why it was the tournament standard. Well, it still is. Played at a lot of tournaments. But I personally think Smash 4 for Wii U is a better one for competitive play now. Possibly just because I played it more. Anyway, from the actual development point of view, I know it was... The thing is, the series director, Masahiro Sakurai, has done every single game. But he's actually got a medical condition where he can't really be working for too long. And yet there are stories of him in the office for Smash Brothers games testing them with a controller under each hand. So he was doing a test fight with himself.
Wow.
During his lunch break.
Wow.
The guy you can see the connection he has to the series and see how much obviously he loves working on it.
Yeah.
But I think every game since Melee has been his last one or something like that. Like Brawl was his last one, then Smash Wii U was his last one.
And now this one will be his last one.
I think this one might be his last one, but we'll get on to...
not by choice, but actually because it has to be his last one.
Well, it's being presented in a way that it seems like it, especially... Well, we'll get on to some of the facets of that later in the scenes section, or maybe in the next section. And then Brawl was 2008, I want to say.
Yeah.
Round about then, 2007, 2008.
You may shame us in the comments.
And that one was obviously the floaty one with the great story.
Oh my god. The Embassy. Just one of my favourite parts of the whole Smash Brothers series is the embassy part. Just because of the graphics, the amount that goes into that, and the way that they bring across new characters in the game. I just thought it was really original.
It plays like strange fan fiction, doesn't it?
It really does. The way they all interact with each other, the fact that none of them speak.
Yeah.
That's the best bit. Once it makes sense when you're making it for Western cultures as well, just to have no one speaking, because it just means you don't have to worry about dubbing or
and also,
voiceovers.
None of the characters really talk that much anyway. Outside
In their
Star
own,
Fox.
Well, even in their own franchises. I mean, Mario's kind of known for not talking. Link's known for not talking.
Yeah, even in Breath of the Wild, where like Zelda now talks, Link still doesn't talk.
No, he's a silent but their sort of character.
Yeah.
But the way that they do it is very comical. There's a lot of laughs and very epic spaceship battle. Which, Star. Oh.
The weird, yeah, that's probably one of the best cutscenes, isn't it?
Yeah.
In most games, actually.
And then Kirby comes in and it's awesome. If you haven't checked it out yet, please pray for it, because it is well worth your while, and there's plenty of gameplay in there as well. A lot of people have problems with cutscenes like that because, of course, the whole Kingdom of Hearts franchise say that it's more cutscenes rather than playable time, but I feel this one has a nice balance between the two. There's not too much watching, and it all links in. They all link in at the end together once they go through the abyss.
Yeah, because there's an interesting thing. Then when the next Smash for 3DS and Wii U, that was announced in, I think, 2012, and it's released 2014. They kind of said they're moving away from those kind of cutscenes. For some reason, because the era of the internet meant there wasn't really like a surprise in the gameplay anymore, because they all got uploaded online.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that they did instead, which is obviously create all those character reveal trailers.
Those are pretty cool.
Those are all really good.
Same sort of graphics, same sort of time and effort that gets put into it. And you can really, like, you were literally waiting to see who would be put out next, because they had that poll out for the fans to vote for their favourite characters.
Although, yeah, I think the single player... Well, the thing is, with the two versions, apparently the 3DS was meant to be more of the single player one, and then the more social one was Smash for the Wii U. I never really got into Smash 3DS because it just... Like, my 3DS, I didn't have an XL. I think if I had an XL, with the second stick and the bigger... Like, because I have, big, clumsy hands, like, I couldn't really do the precise fighting like I can on, like, console versions. So I played the demo and I was like, ow, my hands hurt after 10 minutes. Maybe I won't buy this. But 4 was good. And yeah, I think the development of Ultimate started as soon as 4 was wrapped up, because it's very much obvious it's built on the same engine as Smash for Wii U.
I do think that it's good that Nintendo brought it out on the big console and their smaller console. I just think sometimes that their concepts were more preferable for the big console, just because of the screen size, the controller, and of course the graphics and everything that they want to get across. Sometimes when they've downsized is definitely if you have a smaller console, which is like one of the smaller consoles, it just doesn't come across the same way.
Yeah, and I think it was definitely admirable to make 2 versions, and I think he considers them to be separate entries in the franchise. So technically, that makes the one that's about to come out be Smash 6, which seems weird to me. Because, well, the thing is, like, whenever me and my friends reference the Wii U 3DS ones, we always called it, like, Smash with a 4 instead of an A. So when we've been speculating about the new one, we've been putting 5s instead of S's. So it feels weird to be like, actually the correct is at number 6.
Wah wah.
Wah wah. Do 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 do. So now we've been talking a little bit, touching on the games in the setting the scene section, but now we're on to the section delightfully called, for the pilot, talking about the game.
Yay.
If you've got something that slips more off the tongue than that, do let us know in the comments.
We're going to talk about the game now.
So kind of the premise of Smash Brothers then is kind of communicated in at least the openings and the Subspace Emissary, is the idea of obviously models that come to life and fight each other, and that's about it. Obviously, there are more ragdolls in the Smash 64 opening.
Yeah, and then they kind of like pop to life, and I love the fact that that's based in like a children's bedroom.
Yeah, it's the
So
idea of
as
a child playing with his dolls.
Yeah, it's, well, like bringing to life with his imagination this epic scenery where his favourite characters can battle it out. And you can just imagine a little boy or a little girl go. But with the Subspace Embassy, with the actual storyline, it's about good guy characters banding together against this evil entity that's basically taken parts of their world into the subspace. And the evil guys are stealing their ships and basically trying to do evil stuff like take over and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're just doing ambiguously evil things. Seems half the time they don't even know who they're working for.
No, and the reveal of who they're working for isn't until the very end. So you do have to kind of stick at it. And I personally feel that the end bit, once they get into the subspace, gets a little bit more boring. It's a lot more interesting until that part.
Yeah, it's a
But
lot of
it
retreading
does-
once you get there.
But it does link. It links all together quite nicely. And the big bad, I'm not going to do any spoilers. The big bad is
On
a
a
little bit of
10-year-old game.
surprise. On a 10-year-old game, I know. But still. Should I do spoilers? It is 10 years old.
Yeah. I don't think anyone, if they're listening to this, they probably have played the Smash Bros enough.
Okay. Well, it's the guy. You know that guy. What's his name again?
You've ruined the game. For
I've
anyone
ruined the game. It's that guy.
It's only the first episode and you've ruined the game for anyone who ever wants to play it. They're going to go through the whole Subspace Emissary now thinking, it's that... Oh, I know it's that guy. Ah.
But I do like the idea that all the big bads get together, like King DDD
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ganondorf and Bowser. But of course, King DDD has his kind of like own priorities as well.
Yeah, he's got his own like little side thing because he's...
Those side quests.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't trust the big bad. And of course, you've got the Hand as well. The traditional big bad from all the Smash Bros games. The Hand, the Claw. And yeah, and I just love the fact that, bringing it back to the Smash Brothers, when they wanted another big bad, they just went with like the left hand. Oh no, it's exactly the same bad, but on the other side of the screen. Now he has two hands. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
That's basically what they do.
Yeah, because then Smash 4 goes really weird and it's got like the Master Core and the different forms and I don't get it.
But when it comes to Subspace Embassy, I think it's a really enjoyable game. Although the best playthrough is always your first. Personally, it doesn't matter. It's nice that it has like harder levels, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the cutscenes.
It just makes all the
It just-
multipliers a bit different, doesn't it? Like the
Yeah.
damage multipliers and things like that.
But it doesn't change any of the outcomes. And I suppose you can play it through twice purely because Princess Zelda gets kidnapped once and Peach gets kidnapped once, just so you can unlock all the achievements. But that's the only value of replay, really. So, but good for nostalgia. So the characters, as you know earlier, that I failed to name all 12 original. But out of the 12 original, who is your favourite?
I've been like a Mario main all the way through the series.
Yeah.
Uh,
From the beginning, you're
yeah.
a Mario man.
To be honest, I didn't play him as much in Brawl. I was more of a Mr. Game & Watch guy
He was awesome.
because he was just a bit wacky and fun. But yeah, I've always been a Mario fan. Like, because the thing is, we've kind of built a structure of how we wanted this podcast to kind of flow, and we're talking about characters. Maybe we should just talk about how everyone is here for the new one.
Like, basically, when they did that vote to find out which characters they wanted to bring back,
There must have been a lot of people who wanted just old characters.
just the original lot, just ones that they played before. Because now they're just like, here you go, all of the characters, which I do like the premise of. It, on some level, it does feel a little bit lazy. Because, of course, they've already got the mods for that. They are updating some of them. Like,
I was going to say...
Link is in the new outfit. Zelda is in, like...
The melee characters probably need to be like almost built from scratch. I think it's the Smash 4 ones that probably were able to get moved straight over.
Yeah. But at the same time, at the same time, it's really good that they've done that because they've got obviously a really big fan base for all of that.
So
And that's what people want. They basically want their favourite characters to beat each other up.
they want all their favourite characters and Piku.
You say that, but I say Jigglypuff. But apparently there's a fan base out for Jigglypuff.
I think more people play Jigglypuff. Piku was like, obviously there's tier
He was a bit like
lists
Magikarp in
released.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
No one played him.
There's like tier lists released for fighting games, or like who the best characters are in the game.
Was Piku officially?
The Piku was bottom. I mean, granted, I still enjoy playing Ganondorf, and he was bottom in Brawl.
Ganondorf was just slow, though.
Yeah.
He was powerful, and he didn't get hurt when he did his moves. He was just... You had to make sure that the person you were fighting against didn't move, which is kind of hard in Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yeah. So one of the interesting things that come out from this trailer, I'm not sure if you noticed, but in the actual E3 presentation, he kind of went into a bit more detail. But some of the characters... Because you saw they all had numbers...
Yes. I didn't see a number 2, though. Mario was number 1, and then I went to number 4. I never said number 2.
Number 2 was Link, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, it would have been DK, sorry. Because it was how they were arranged on the original roster.
Oh, I see.
But do you see the Greek letter next to some of the numbers? The echo.
Yeah.
So those are what... Basically, instead of just calling them clone characters, which they are, they're being referred to as echo fighters. Characters which essentially play the same, but aren't really...
Oh, so like Pit and Dark Pit.
Yeah.
And would it be Mario and Luigi, or is Luigi like a set?
Since Melee, Luigi's kind of had his own set moveset.
Yeah,
So now this is where I'm going to
But Mario and Dr. Mario.
No, apparently. This is where I'm going to kind of go off on a bit of a...
Tangent.
So what is the definition then? Because the three that are apparently is Lucina as one echo of Marth, Dark Pit as an echo of Pit,
Yeah.
and there was another one that was from it as well. But apparently, despite the fact they were clones originally, I agree that Ganondorf is probably no longer a clone of Captain Falcon.
No.
Because he's changed enough throughout the iterations.
Yeah.
But I was incredibly surprised that apparently Dr. Mario and Piku aren't considered
Copies as
Pikachu and Mario. So, and...
You want to see how that's changed. You want to see how they play.
Yeah.
In comparison to their
so I'm
non-counterparts.
Wondering where the line is, because Dr. Mario in Smash 4 doesn't play all that distinctively from Mario. He's got a different upbeat, but the whole point is that they're pretty much the same. They just play slightly differently. Like, I admit that Lucina and Dark Pit are pretty much exactly the same. They've just got different hitboxes and stuff like that. And
different coloured hair. Ooh.
and different coloured hair. And longer hair in some cases.
Wow, just blew my mind.
And also, obviously the biggest one was the fact that apparently Daisy's been introduced, but Daisy is an Echo character, so it's basically just Peach with a reskin.
I like Peach. I like her as a character. I like playing as her.
Are you going to play Daisy? See how it's different?
Yeah. She's not... I don't find her a very likeable character. I just find she's really good to play as. Like, I'd say my top 5 characters out of the whole selection to play as at the moment, because I do find that characters can change per game to what mods they get given and if they get slowed down or sped up from the experience of the game before. My 5 favourite has to be, and I'm going to sound like such a girl saying this, but Princess Zelda, Princess Peach, Kirby, Lucas, and probably Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my top 5. Those are the ones I like playing as the most. But me and haddowinc here, when we do play, we normally do random, just to shake things up a bit.
Or we'll do you can't play the same character twice.
Yeah, otherwise it just gets a bit boring.
Yeah, and also there's enough characters that you'll never get the same matchups.
Well, there certainly is now. What would you say is your favourite 5?
So I was going to say, if I go through by game, because I didn't play much Melee, I'll leave it out, but Smash 64 would definitely be Mario or maybe Luigi. I played them a lot. Brawl, kind of my top characters were Mr. Game & Watch, Mario again, So I'm trying to think who I actually played a lot of in, because I did play just a lot of Mr. Game and Watch. Yeah, just a lot of Mr. It was Smash 4 where I've got quite a big roster of people who I could play quite well, or I enjoy playing frequently. So it'd be, again, Mario. I play less Mr. Game Watch because I find he's a bit worse in Smash 4. There are some characters I play just because they're so fun to play, even though they're not probably very good, which is Donkey Kong and King Dedede.
Oh, I like King Dedede. He was always a bit of a laugh.
He's fun for like wacky antics. Because the thing is, there is something. There is a technique which is one of the most like disrespectful thing in a fighting game. I put that in quote marks because obviously there's some moves that are just considered dirty play. It's letting yourself. You're facing towards the side of the map. You're falling down as King Dedede. You suck them up. And then you spit them underneath the stage and recover.
Yeah.
And then they can't recover, and you can just get an easy kill. And also the fact that in Smash 4, a meteor strike was so satisfying because it had a special sound effect, and if you caught someone underneath DDD's recovery, his up B, like basically you just sat on them and sent them out the bottom, which was always something I'd try to do, and often the case with many self-destructs.
That was always pretty cool, though.
Yeah, so I was going to say I play quite a lot of people in number 4. I was going to say Wario. I can do a competent Wario.
Yeah, but the list was supposed to be things that you enjoy doing. So that would be Mario, Mr. Game and Watch.
Yeah. DDD.
DK, and
I'd
say. Would you say what was his face?
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can play. I enjoy playing
I know
Mega
that
Man.
was one of the ones you were very excited about.
Yeah, no.
When they came
big
out, you're
fan
just
of Mega
like,
Man.
it's Mega Man.
Also, his was like a great trailer.
That was an awesome trailer.
Especially because they did like the reveal trailer for Smash 4, and it was like the villager is the new guy, and then the trailer ended. It was like new challenger approaching, and it was like another new character.
What?
And yeah, I suppose we should talk about the two newcomers for Ultimate so far.
Yeah, the dragon.
Inkling. Oh, we'll talk dragon first.
Oh,
Ridley.
fine.
So Ridley had been a long.
I went with the dragon.
Ridley had been long requested because of just since Melee. And the reason had always been that Ridley was like too big, and that became almost a meme in the Smash Bros community of Ridley being too big for the game. And to be honest, in the trailer, it looks like he's still going to be one of the biggest characters. Just because he is a dragon, and those proportions are going to be quite difficult to.
The way that he's used in Subspace Embassy is pretty good for the storyline.
Yeah, as a boss.
As a boss, and the way they introduce him and stuff like that. But the fact that now he's going to be a playable character is going to be very interesting in regards to other characters in the game.
Yeah, and it is what makes me think that this possibly might be Masahiro Sakurai's last game, is he's finally bringing in a character that
he's always wanted to.
And obviously the subtitle Ultimate.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it looks like... I'm interested to know that obviously the trailer bases around this move a lot, and you see it a little bit in the reveal trailer. Is his tail is like a piercing, like, killing move. Because there's a bit in the reveal trailer where he does it through Link, and Link just, like, explodes. And that's like a KO.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if that's going to be like a non-traditional form of, like, KO and how that's going to work.
And it better be difficult, because otherwise everyone's going to be doing it.
Oh yeah, and it'll probably need to be above a certain percentage or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the lava in Smash 4 where you had to be over 100%. If you hit it, you died.
Or Mr. Game & Watch with his little hammer, and it'd be like
a 9.
2,
yeah.
9, 5, and it.
The 9 was the one was difficult to put. Yeah. That reminds me once because I had a few amiibo when they came out. I was like, yeah, let's get a few. One of them was Mr. Game & Watch. I put him in a game, his very first game, and I was like, what's he gonna do? And he turned around and a judge hammered 2 fighters and got a 9 straight off the bat and killed them both in like the first 2 seconds. And I was like, oh my god, great work. So yeah, and then Squid Kid, Inkling.
See, I've never played any of the Squid games, so she is a completely new sort of character for me. But I do like her concept, and it's one of the most recent original concept that Nintendo have actually come out with for a game, which is basically splurting ink everywhere. But fair enough.
And also one of the
Whatever works.
One of the interesting things is the whole paint-based moves. One, the Inkling has a little gauge and only has like finite amount of paint, and will have to like swim in the paint like in Splatoon to fill it up again.
Oh, okay.
And also, the more paint a fight is covered with, the more damage they take from attacks. So there is actually worth in like covering your opponent in paint before beating them up, because it will do more damage.
I wonder about putting paint on the floor as well. If there's any like side effects to that to make it like sticky or.
I think there is, because there was that roller move, wasn't there? I know there is something that is.
And there's probably a level where you all have to play as that character and do a basically ink game.
It'll probably be one of the challenges, I think, won't it?
Calling that shit.
And one of the things actually interestingly, from watching the gameplay, because I've watched quite a bit of it at E3, is it seems like a lot of the final smashes, where it's a transformation, like it lingered for a while. It seems like a lot of those are being done away with in this game.
Yeah.
For example,
No
Star
more
Fox.
Mega Bowser.
Obviously the Landmaster that Fox and Falco and then Wolf used. They now hop in their R-Wings and just shoot the stage instead.
Oh, okay. Maybe they found, because depending on the stage, that was either really, really good or really, really crap.
And then, so Giga Bowser's still in it, but you saw it a bit in the trailer. He now lingers behind the stage with his fist.
Yeah, that's
and
what
it's got
I
like
saw.
an aimer. So if you hit someone, they go out the front.
Yeah,
and
so
that's a KO.
Like, jogging around. People did get a lot, I don't know if people did, but I found that you got a lot stuck on the
geography.
Yeah, like depending on the level, you could literally, yes, I got it, I powered up, and then you fall off the side.
Yeah.
If it wasn't big enough.
So another example is both Pac-Man and Supersonic. Obviously, Pac-Man became like giant Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And those now just do like zigzags across the screen, almost like some of the assist trophies do.
What about Pikachu? Because he became like a power ball,
and
then you could control him.
His one is Volt Tackle now, but I haven't seen it in action. So he'll charge forward almost like Marth.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's just like a one hit. You have to hit somebody and then it will do something to them.
Yeah.
Because Pikachu's was just difficult to control.
Really, really hard to control.
DDD's wasn't much of a wasn't like that before, but his new one's quite fun. Is he puts on like an iron mask, and if he catches somebody, like a little cinematic in like a cage fight, and he just wails on them with his hammer.
That's hilarious.
So I think some of the final smashes have been like improved, definitely.
It's nice to update this final smashes though for the hardcore fans, because otherwise it does get a bit samey, and you need to bring a new concept to the game.
And also, certain final smashes will just bring the game to a bit of a standstill. And like these, like it happens and then you continue. Although I was watching, it was an invitational tournament for the new game, and Marths, if you do it above he goes charging forward.
Yeah.
One of the like professional smashers managed to kill himself by charging off the screen because he was facing the wrong way. And I just was like, rookie error.
I love the fact that they haven't dealt with the fact that there's Pokemon Trainer who has 3 Pokemon in Pokeballs, and you've got all these Pokemon just floating around being themselves. They don't have a trainer. Poor Squirtle, Charmander, and Ivysaur. Charizard and Ivysaur. They have a Nona. The other ones are free to reign.
Apparently they've made it easier now for you to just stick with the one you like.
Oh, okay.
It's like a lot easier just to switch between them quickly. So that's quite good, because the whole thing with the last game was, as I think a result of the fact that they couldn't have multiple characters in one slot, obviously Sheik and Zelda got split up. I said I was going to talk about this earlier, didn't I?
You did.
So that's why Ice Climbers didn't come back. Sheik and Zelda were split. Samus and Zero Suit Samus were split. And then Ivysaur and Squirtle were just cut, and it was just Charizard.
Is there a Zero Suit Samus?
I think they're still split out.
Yeah, they're still split.
It makes sense now they are.
Yeah, because they were split, so if they're bringing everyone back, they need to kind of stay split.
It's interesting that Pokemon Trainer has gone back to being just one slot, though.
Yeah.
because I was watching what somebody was using it in the tournament, and he was switching between like Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard.
I never really split. I like Squirtle.
I think Ivysaur looks like he's a lot better in this one, because I thought Ivysaur was probably the weak link in
Yeah, never really had any special attacks or anything, but I was just bringing up the fact that that Pokemon trainer's not doing his job. There's plenty of free Pokemon out there. He needs to catch them all.
He needs to beat them up, and then instead of knocking them off the side, throw.
Oh my god, imagine if that was like a side quest. You had to defeat every Pokemon and then they became your Pokemon.
Yeah, well, like I say, the challenge mode is quite good at doing those reference-based missions, isn't it?
Yeah. Bring it back. I dare they say.
If it happens, you can say that...
Copyright.
You can say that Big Nostalgia called it.
Burn.
One of the, I think, staples of the series, and one of the things that I do like as well, is the amount of remixes you get in each stage. Like, music remixes from every series of game, and some tracks are just taken straight in.
I like the fact that you have, like, from the nostalgia side of things, you do have old stages as well. They're probably going to, if they bring back every single character, they're probably going to bring back every single stage.
That's what I'm suspecting.
Yeah.
Because
maybe unlockable, but...
I was going to say, one of the N64 stage, one was a returning N64 stage, and it was Saffron City, the Pokemon one, you know, the door of the Pokemon pop out.
Yeah.
And because that one, I don't think, was DLC for Smash 4, it means they did make it. Because for Smash 4, they released the Mushroom Kingdom, you know, the moving bit at the bottom, and DK's one with the barrel at the bottom. They remade those and they were DLC, or
okay.
One of them might have been in there from the start. I can't remember.
Do you think they're going to have a lot of downloadable content?
I think it's like they seemed to do it well last time in that they didn't actually start developing any of these new fighters until the game was released. Yeah. The only one they had in development was Mewtwo, because it was quite near release. They were like suddenly decided they were going to include him. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do the ballot again.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite good.
Well, yeah, definitely is. Let's be honest, the whole point of this one is that all the characters are already playable, so they can't be like, oh, who wants to bring it back new characters? Oh.
Yeah, or they might just be using the ballot results from last time to inform whichever newcomers are going to be this time.
Yeah. Bring back Grunty.
Bring back Grunty?
Make her a character.
Hashtag Grunty for Smash. We can bring that back now.
Should be awesome.
I think that, considering the amount of people that were like, banjo-kazooie for Smash, we're just like, no, Grunty though.
Grunty. She'd be so much better. She could fly on a broomstick, proper witch. Yeah.
Final Smash of like hopping in Hag 1 and just decimating the stage and the drill.
Oh, no, she could have the Hag 1 in the background. She could just be shooting at the stage.
Yeah, like Final Smash, ask all the contestants a question.
Oh my gosh. That'd take forever. Or just have tons of weight drop on people.
Yeah. See, we're designing it already. You don't need to pay us. We do it for free. Sakurai, if you're listening.
What do you think of the designs of the levels, though?
So I was going to say, one of the returning stages, which, to be honest, was never really my favourite, but I can see why an 8-player Smash would be useful to have, is New Pork City.
I never liked that stage. It was too big.
But the thing is, with the 8-player, you need...
Yeah, you need space, but you'd have like 2 fighters up in the corner and you'd fall down and then suddenly it'd be so big you can't actually see your player anymore. But I suppose it's going to come out on the Switch, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I suppose worst comes to worst, you've got the tablet bit.
Yeah, but you'll still have to see the whole screen, won't you?
Yeah, but you could like zoom in on your tablet to get back up and then you could have the main screen. Is that how it works?
No, not really. But it'd be nice if that worked that way. But one of the things, talking of design, is the fact that in the last game they introduced every location having a final destination version, i.e. just, it's that theme, but it's just a flat stage with an abyss. And that was just so obviously tournament play or serious play, you didn't just have to be in Final Destination with obviously the night sky, and it's always a very nice stage, but you can see why people would get bored. But one of the things they're introducing this time is every stage will have its Final Destination version. It'll also have a battleground version. So, you know,
wow, that's going to be a lot of stages then.
So each stage you'll be able to have it as just, you know, the flat stage with the 3 platforms, like Battleground, Battlefield. I can't remember what it's called. So I think that's going to be it. But I think
That
it gives
sounds
you...
pretty cool. Gives you options, though.
Yeah.
Definitely if you're a serious Smash player.
Yeah, it gives the competitive scene a lot more to do. There are some stages that I think definitely I'm like, yeah, any of the N64 stages I'd be happy to see, but that's probably just nostalgia talking. Because to be honest, like Samus's stage in that game wasn't great.
No, that was a lava one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that lava was annoying. But I like the updated lava one from Smash Brothers Brawl, where you had to get into that
Shelter
before the lava wall came down. I thought that was an interesting concept, although fighting to get in there sometimes was quite funny.
Because that's one of the questions, is some of the stages where they're practically the same, they just got updated a bit. For example, the original Star Fox stage, obviously you were on Great Fox on the outside. Then in Melee, I think it was Corneria, whereas you were still riding on Great Fox, but you're just in a different locale. There wouldn't really be much point bringing both those stages through, in my opinion.
No, maybe they'll put out a poll or vote for your favourite stages to come back.
They could do, yeah, they might do it. Or just maybe this time will be the stage ballot. And just think of all the weird places people will be like, yeah, you should fight there. One of the returning stages, though, is Termina, Majora's Mask from Melee.
Or the bridge.
You know, no, that's Twilight Princess.
Oh.
You know, the Great Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that was always a really fun stage in Melee.
Yeah.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the bridge returns. I'm pretty sure it was in Smash 4.
I really want them to bring out a new... sorry, back to new characters, but after you said about Terminal Fields, wouldn't Majora's Mask be a cool character?
Well, Skull Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a consideration now of what would... Because obviously Young Link is back.
Yeah, and now Old Link, Young Link, and Toon Link.
And that was another one. I was like, why isn't Toon Link, I guess, now deemed an echo character of Young Link? Because the reason Young Link didn't come back in Brawl was because Toon Link.
Yeah, because they're too similar.
And they are, in my opinion, they're very similar.
Mm.
So what makes me think the difference might be is maybe they're final smashes. Because I think Young Link, especially considering his stage associated with him as Termina, imagine him using one of the transformation masks in his final smash.
That would be amazing. And
like Fierce Deity.
But if each final smash was a different mask, they could, I don't know, maybe? That
would be, what, like at random?
Yeah. So one time you're the Decky Scrub and like shooting at them, and then you're the Zora and you're blasting your guitar.
I think that would
that'd
be so inconsistent for like if you're trying to play like as Young Link.
Yeah, and I suppose it'd be quite a lot of graphics and stuff to do. But I love the idea of having Majora's Mask, the Skull Kid, and then his final smash, obviously,
Bring the Moon down.
Yeah, bring the moon down.
Like, no, I was just thinking, because obviously they're not doing the kind of transformation where you walk around ones anymore. So maybe like Young Link, you have to catch somebody in it, and then you put on the first mask, blast them, switch mask, like punch, switch mask, slice, and then finally it's Fierce Deity and you just come down with a sword.
Can you tell we are Legend of Zelda fans?
Yeah. I was going to say, as part of this, we do want to hear kind of back from you. So if there's any characters or any returning characters you're like, it'd be really cool if...
Or blank. Any ideas.
Yeah, please do let us know in the comments. And anything, obviously, towards the format of this show. Because it's a pilot, we're looking for ideas on how we can make it good and make it something that you'd like to listen to. So anyway, quirks of the game. So... I was going to say, in Smash 64, there was probably one of the quirks, wasn't it? There was that bit in the it was Peach's Castle was the floating one, wasn't it? Mushroom Kingdom was that unlockable stage, which was completely flat. Had the pipes.
Yep.
There was that little bit you could get stuck in, and you could just fight out in there. But I remember if one of the quirks with the original Smash 64 was if you hit the floor before bouncing out, it counted as a self-destruct because no one touched you last. And that was almost always what happened in that stage. When you're fighting underneath that little gap, you'd be like bouncing off the ceiling so much, and then you die and be like, I don't even get the kill for that. And there's the fact that the pipe could randomly take you and drop you down the pit.
I thought that was a good little side note though. So you would be very wary about using the pipe because of that reason.
Yeah, and like obviously quite a few. I'm trying to think of because we've got a one in here called quirks, which is like the funny little things about the game that kind of. I guess the quirks I could call it quirk is the achievement screens that you can get in Smash Brawl onwards. You know, the glass smashed and it was like ding, you got this achievement.
Oh yeah, and I did like the little side games you could do as well, if you could call that a quirk, like the home run bat.
Yeah, some multi-band battles and endless brawl.
Endless brawl was always a good laugh, and we always had a go at that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just fighting and fighting and fighting until you can't fight no more.
I think it was either Brawl or Smash 4. I did manage to get one of the achievements, but it's by doing like a really weird method. Maybe, was it me and you that did it with Lucario? Where if you stand facing each other with Lucario charging aura balls, it creates basically a little dome, and most people jump at you or get knocked back by the aura balls. And that's how you last the endless smash.
Yeah.
Or the 15-minute one. You just leave it like that.
Feels like a cheat.
Yeah, but it does it. Like the other one being 2 DKs and just doing the ground slam and killing.
Or the Pikachu and just doing a Pika Thunder, like the lightning flash down continuously, so they come towards you and just get blown back.
Although that one, because of the delay in it, you would usually end up getting caught up with that one.
Yeah, but it was always fun to have a go.
Yeah, and then...
I thought Captain Falcon was always a bit of a quirk himself. Short moves.
Yeah.
Falcon Punch!
Come on!
Yeah, he was always a bit of fun.
Although that...
he's quite a... his source material, of course, being...
a racing game.
A racing game, so you never actually met. They had a game they could base it on, but the character could be an original concept because you never actually saw the character really.
Like the Falcon Punch was a thing created for Smash, not like it would never really came. It was not in F-Zero X
ever
or F-Zero.
But that F-Zero level as well was always quite hard.
Yeah, when the cars would come through because it was kind of random if you'd get hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was quite a lot moving and stuff, which was a bit quirky.
And speaking of Captain Falcon, one of the, I guess the quirkiness of the Subspace Emissary, you can tell we're reaching with this segment today. Other games will have glitches, I'm sure. When he meets Olimar, and, it's because Olimar's trying to throw all those Pikmin onto the robot, and the robot spins them off, the Rob, even. And then he comes in, he's like, hey there. And, Falcon punches the robot and then slides across the ground and kills a bunch of Pikmin.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
And it's just all those Pikmin ghosts
so
rising
awkward.
up. And then Olimar's like, okay.
He's just looking up going, ah.
You've killed all my guys. And yeah, I guess now we're waiting for Ultimate to release. It releases on the 7th of December this year. And unless, most Smash games, it gets delayed.
Wow, wow, wow.
So that doesn't... Because obviously they do Nintendo Directs reasonably frequently. I expect there to be a new character reveal at almost every single one near the end or something.
I really hope so.
I hope there's at least a few characters.
I know it's nice to bring all the old characters back, but there is a definite hype on playing a character that you've never played before. That's why I'm so excited to play
and it's...
Ridley.
It did seem
it makes me think of Ridley Scott every time.
But that's what it's, I think, named after.
Really?
I think so.
Because, of course, the dragon does look a bit like the metal work on it, and the scales look a bit alien-esque. Definitely with the tail.
And obviously it's from a sci-fi game as well.
Yeah.
I think some of the things, some of the assist trophies announced, and some of the details they measured on, I think were to take away some hopes and dreams for some newcomers. I.e., they revealed that Waluigi was still an assist. So therefore he's not going to be a playable fighter, which makes me very sad. Daisy gets to.
She's not even that interesting.
For example, Lucas's and Ness's Final Smash, they now have their companion characters from their games alongside them doing the PK Starstorm.
Oh, that's quite cute.
So that's really cute, but at the same time, none of those characters are going to be newcomers.
No, that's true.
Quite a cool new assist trophy, but also confirms he won't be a fighter. Bomberman. So he goes and drops bombs.
Yeah.
Knuckles.
Oh.
But no appearance from Tails yet.
Oh. Because Tails would be pretty cool. Because he'd be able to fly in and...
Yeah, he would have really good recovery.
Yeah, he would be a really interesting character to do because he already has quite a lot of abilities that they could easily put into the Smash Brothers kind of like environment.
So that's quite good. The thing is, I like when a new Smash game is coming because you get to do all this speculation. Like, I could do another whole podcast of the people I play Smash Bros with, like, to a serious technical level about the technical changes and, like... Because now when you dodge, you can do a little side move, either up, down, left or right. And that can help you recover, or it can just, like, get you out of harm's way. But there's a bit... One of the pro players that was for this invitational did it as Mario, and then realised that there's a bit of a delay in being able to do your actual up B recovery.
Oh.
So he died. Because he couldn't recover. Because he did, like, the side dodge.
Yeah.
To, like, get close to the edge, and I was like, missed. And then couldn't recover to get back up. So I think there's a lot of that kind of technique stuff that's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, I think I think it's a game you can, like, anyone can enjoy.
It's one of those games that if you like fighting and if you have a lot of nostalgia for games you played as a child or as a kid or as an adult because you're interested in old gaming platformers, then there's definitely going to be a character on there for you. It covers so many different areas over the Nintendo spectrum that you're going to find a character you either know the game of or you want to play as and watch kick Peach's butt all the way across the screen into the distance and go ding. Bit like, we're blasting off again. Imagine if they brought in Team Rocket.
Team Rocket with, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to say Meowth is a Pokeball though.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the new Pokemons though is the Solgaleo, the lion from Pokemon Sun.
Nah.
So that's quite. It's nice that they always update that with, like, the new ones.
Yeah. But, yeah, you can't really go wrong with this game. So, definitely, if you haven't checked it out, which I'm sure you have.
I was going to say, you'd been
If you're watching this, I'm sure you have. If you haven't, check it out. At least one type of the game. And sorry for spoilers.
Sorry for spoilers. That
10
guy...
years ago.
10 years ago, that guy was the villain of the Subspace Emissary. Sorry to blow your minds here today.
BNN.
Do.
BNN.
Do. So this has been the pilot episode for Big Nostalgia, where me and VicStar go over games from our childhood or just games we love. May not even be restricted to games. Let us know your thoughts on that. And we talk about their development, and then we kind of give our kind of opinions on them, and it creates a healthy discussion, we hope.
I hope it's been interesting to listen to, and we definitely want to hear your comments.
And feedback. We'll have some more announcements for Abridged Big Knickers content in a broader sense soon, we hope. But this is kind of just to give you an idea of one of the things that we're going to be working on going forward. And also let us know some of the games that you'd like to hear us talk about. Obviously, if we've never played them, they might not be ones we do straight away.
But we're definitely up for suggestions. I mean...
We're looking to do more N64 games to start off with.
Whoop, whoop.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. But do let us know what you want from this series, because that's a good thing about a pilot, is we can go away, look at your comments, come back.
And make it better than ever.
Yeah!
I've been VicStar.
I've been haddowinc. Thank you very much for joining us today.
BNN.
Do.
BNN.
Do.
BNN.
Do.
Big nostalgia.
Yeah.